What's up, guys? Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and this is your third stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Tuesday, March the 23rd. It's a gloomy day here in Texas, but I hope it's sunny and bright wherever you guys are. Well, everyone, it is official. The second batch of stimulus checks was processed on Friday and should hit everyone's bank accounts tomorrow morning, Wednesday, March the 24th. That's only if you have direct deposit information on file. This would also include those on Social Security benefits such as SSI, SSDI, veterans, and railroad benefits. You should also get your stimulus payment tomorrow as well. For some reason, the IRS failed to include our Social Security recipients in the first round of stimulus checks that were released on March the 12th. So you have had to wait an additional 2 weeks before receiving your stimulus payments. I also have an update regarding the $200 monthly increase for Social Security recipients as well. It wasn't included in the third stimulus relief bill, and we haven't heard much about it over the last few months. I'm going to provide the latest and greatest update of where we stand with receiving that monthly increase. But before we get started, if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. On this channel, we talk about finance, real estate, credit cards, and stimulus update news. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the like button for me if you enjoy this type of content. It doesn't cost you a single dime for me to bring this information to you, and all I ask is for a simple press of the like button, as it really helps out the channel. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, guys? It's been over a week since we have been waiting for the IRS or the U.S. Treasury Department to release information on why Social Security recipients have yet to receive their $1,400 stimulus payments. During the first and the second stimulus relief bills, recipients received their stimulus checks within 48 hours of the stimulus relief bill being signed by President Trump. And now that the third stimulus relief bill was signed, SSA recipients are still waiting and wondering whether they will still receive a stimulus payment. It's gotten to the point to where those on SSI and SSDI are wondering if they will even receive a stimulus check or if they even qualify for it. They are now concerned, and they have every right to be. These group of people should be first on the list to receive the stimulus relief aid during the first wave of the stimulus checks, most of which are scheduled to receive them by direct deposit. But most recipients started to get nervous that they didn't qualify for it. But finally, guys, on Monday, we found out that the confusion has now been cleared up. The IRS released a statement yesterday assuring that the second wave of stimulus checks are going out this week. This is what the official statement reads. More economic impact payments set for disbursement in coming days. Taxpayers should watch mail for paper checks and debit cards. The Internal Revenue Service announced today that the next batch of economic impact payments will be issued to taxpayers this week, with many of these coming by paper check or prepaid debit cards. For taxpayers receiving direct deposit, this batch of payments began processing on Friday and will have an official pay date of Wednesday, March the 24th, with some people seeing these in their accounts earlier than that, potentially as provisional or pending deposits. A large number of this latest batch of payments will also be mailed, so taxpayers who do not receive a direct deposit by March the 24th should watch the mail carefully in the coming weeks for a paper check or a prepaid debit card, known as a Economic Impact Payment Card or EIP card. No action is needed by most people to obtain this round of economic impact payments. People can check the Get My Payment tool on the IRS.gov's website to see if their payment has been scheduled. The IRS continues to send the third round of stimulus payments in record time, says the IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick. Since this new set of payments will include more mailed payments, we urge people to carefully watch their mail for a check or debit card in the coming weeks. Following the enactment of the American Rescue Plan Act on March the 11th, the IRS moved quickly to start delivering the third round of economic impact payments. The IRS initiated the first batch of $1,400 stimulus payments, mostly by direct deposit, on March the 12th. Today marks the second batch of payments, with an additional payments anticipated on a weekly basis going forward. The vast majority of taxpayers receiving EIPs will receive it by direct deposit. In addition, the IRS and the Bureau of Fiscal Service leveraged data in their system to convert many payments to direct deposits that otherwise would have been sent as a paper check or a debit card. This accelerated the disbursement of these payments by weeks. So, yes, as we can see that the second round of direct deposits will be made tomorrow morning, March the 24th. And this is good news for the ones who have direct deposit information on file. For those that do not, well, you are in line to receive a physical check or economic impact payment debit card in the mail, which the IRS noted that it could take 2 to 3 weeks to receive those. These will be mailed out sometime this week. Now, once that happens, please be sure to keep an eye out on any suspicious mail that you receive. These are expected to arrive in a plain white envelope with the U.S. Treasury Department seal on the front, which I have seen these myself. It's hard to tell because the seal is so small on the white envelope. Now, the best way to make sure that you don't accidentally discard your white envelope is to open up every piece of mail that comes to you during the waiting period. After you receive your check or your debit card, then you can resume your normal mail scanning activities that you always have. But you don't want to be like the other guy that thought that his stimulus check was spam and he threw it in the garbage. Please don't be that guy. But hey, once you receive your stimulus payment in your account on Wednesday morning, go ahead and stop back on this channel and let us know. It makes me feel good when others are receiving their stimulus payments, and then everyone in the community can celebrate together once everyone receives their stimulus payments. And don't forget, if you don't come back and comment down below, you will be forced to send your stimulus check to Budget Bill instead. Now, in other news, what is up with the $200 monthly increase for Social Security recipients that President Biden promised the American people on the campaign trail? Unfortunately, this was not included in the third stimulus relief bill as expected. President Biden has made it clear that he wants to change the way Social Security is in a major way. He actually has a 4-part plan that he wants to implement while he is in office. The first thing he wants to do is to change the measurement used to determine the annual cost of living expenses, or COLA. He wants to add an inflation measurement that would increase COLA by 2 percentage points annually. This would offer the appropriate increase to align with the annual inflation. The second thing that he wants to do is to create a baseline for people who served or worked in this country for 30 plus years. He says if anyone has paid into Social Security for this amount of years, they should receive 125% above the poverty line, which that would equate to a baseline of $1,329 per month. Biden doesn't believe that anyone working 30 plus years should be below the poverty line. And then the third is to raise the cost of living expenses as individuals get older. Each person should receive 1% increase every year after their 16th year on Social Security. And then the fourth change would be that if your spouse passes away, Biden wants to change the way survivors receive their spouse's retirement benefits. He wants to change it so that each individual can choose their spouse's income or their own income, and then receive 20 to 25% of the other income. This would give you an additional increase in the cost of living. So those are just a few of the changes that President Biden wants to make during his time in office regarding the Social Security benefits. But we need this to turn into its own proposed bill, or perhaps be included in the fourth stimulus bill that's coming later this year. Democrats have been calling for a $200 monthly increase since last January of 2020. The pandemic came around, which caused even more people, including Social Security recipients, to struggle even more. We heard it on the campaign trail while President Biden was running. We heard it from candidate Biden as well as other progressive Democrats. And now we are in 2021. Biden was inaugurated as the 46th president, and still no mention of the $200 increase. We didn't hear it much about it in the $1.9 trillion stimulus relief bill or the American Rescue Plan. And now that we are in March of 2021, we still have not heard anything about this topic being included in the next relief bill. President Biden needs to keep his promise to the American people, but looking through all of my sources and information and seeing what people are talking about on Capitol Hill, there has been no mentioning of the $200 monthly increase for Social Security. Now, that doesn't mean that it will never be or that the idea has been thrown out. It just hasn't come back as of yet. However, lawmakers have begun to discuss a potential fourth stimulus package that could come later this year, as lawmakers determine that the $1,400 stimulus checks is still not enough money as Americans continue to struggle during these economic times. And as prices of goods and services and food continue to rise, it's more relevant now than ever before the Biden administration to pick this topic up back once again. It still could be brought up in the near future. Biden is dealing with a lot right now as he is still in his first 100 days. Now, my man Bernie Sanders is the only one that has brought the topic back up again recently. Earlier this month, Sanders said the only way to get the $200 Social Security increase is to remove the filibuster, which would mean that they only need 51 votes in the Senate to pass legislation. Biden has strongly suggested that he does not want to remove the filibuster, but he does want to reform it instead. The Republicans, such as Mitch McConnell, has voted strongly against the removal of the filibuster and threatened that if the Democrats do remove it, they will find other ways of preventing Democrats from passing anything going forward. So we know our man Bernie Sanders will be fighting for the American people until he is laid to rest. So we can always depend on him. But that's all we have for now regarding the $200 monthly increase for Social Security. Now, during my research, I have seen a lot of other YouTubers still putting out updates and reading old articles from March of 2020, but I haven't found anything of recent news regarding this topic. If you guys have any additional information to share with me about this, please don't hesitate to mention them down below in the comment section. I would love to get your take on this. Other than that, hey, this has been another third stimulus update news for today. If you enjoyed any of this information or found it to be useful, be sure to hit the like button for me. It definitely helps out a lot, and it also tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me so that you can be a part of this community, and hit the notification bell to be notified of each new video. Again, as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.